The Rise and Humbling of King Nebuchadnezzar, a biblical story of power, pride, and redemption. The rise of Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar was the son of Nabopolassar and became king after his father's death. He ruled Babylon and expanded its power across the ancient world. Under his command, Babylon became one of the greatest empires in history. In the book of Daniel, we are told that the Lord delivered Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into Nebuchadnezzar's hand. He besieged Jerusalem and took captives, including young men of Israel's royal family and nobility. Among them were Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Nebuchadnezzar ordered, "Bring some of the Israelites from the royal family and the nobility, young men without physical defect, handsome, showing aptitude for every kind of learning, double quotes, Daniel 1. He trained them in the language and literature of the Babylonians. Daniel and his friends remained faithful to God, even in a foreign land. The king's troubling dream. In the second year of his reign, Nebuchadnezzar had a dream that deeply troubled him. He demanded his magicians, enchanters, and sorcerers not only interpret the dream, but also tell him what he dreamed or face death. No one could do it until Daniel, by the revelation of God, stepped forward. Daniel told the king his dream. "You looked, O king, and there before you stood a large statue, an enormous, dazzling statue, awesome in appearance." Daniel 2. The statue had a head of gold, chest of silver, belly and thighs of bronze, legs of iron, and feet partly of iron and partly of clay. Daniel explained, "You, O king, are the head of gold. After you, another kingdom will arise, inferior to yours. But there is a God in heaven who reveals mysteries." Nebuchadnezzar was astonished and fell prostrate before Daniel. He declared, Nebuchadnezzar was astonished and fell prostrate before Daniel. He declared, "Surely your God is the God of gods and the Lord of kings." He promoted Daniel and his friends to high positions in Babylon. The fiery furnace. Soon after, Nebuchadnezzar made an image of gold, 90 feet high and 9 feet wide, and commanded all people to bow before it. But Daniel's friends Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refused to worship the idol. The king was furious and said, "If you do not worship it, you will be thrown immediately into a blazing furnace." "Then what God will be able to rescue you from my hand?" they replied. "O Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you. The God we serve is able to deliver us, but even if he does not, we will not serve your gods." The furnace was heated 7 times hotter. The 3 were thrown in, but then Nebuchadnezzar leapt to his feet and said, "Look, I see 4 men walking in the fire, unbound and unharmed, and the 4th looks like a son of the gods." He called them out, and they were unharmed, not even the smell of fire on them. Then he declared, "Praise be to the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. No other God can save in this way." The king's pride and fall. Later, Nebuchadnezzar had another dream, this time about a great tree that was strong and tall, visible to the ends of the earth. But a cut down the tree and lop off its branches. "Let him be drenched with the dew of heaven, and let him live with the animals among the plants of the earth." Daniel interpreted this dream. "You, O king, are that tree. But you will be driven away from people and will live with the wild animals, until you acknowledge that the Most High is sovereign over the kingdoms of men." 12 months later, as Nebuchadnezzar walked on the roof of his royal palace, he said, "Is not this the great Babylon I have built as the royal residence, by my mighty power and for the glory of my majesty?" Even as the words were on his lips, a voice came from heaven. "Your royal authority has been taken from you. You will eat grass like cattle." Immediately, he was driven away and lived like a beast. His hair grew like eagle's feathers, and his nails like bird's claws. I, Nebuchadnezzar, raised my eyes toward heaven, and my sanity was restored. Then I praised the Most High. His dominion is an eternal dominion. His kingdom endures from generation to generation. He was restored to his throne and became even greater than before. He concluded with these powerful words. Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and exalt and glorify the King of heaven, because everything he does is right and all his ways are just. And those who walk in pride he is able to humble. The story of Nebuchadnezzar is not just history. It is a mirror for every soul who seeks greatness, power, and glory. Pride comes before a fall, but God's mercy can reach even the most hardened heart. Let this story remind us to